You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. All right. Hey, Cappy, please keep me anonymous. I'd also like a video response, but prefer if you didn't disclose the financial numbers. Recent listener to your channel after reading several of your books, the best takeaway has been that what you said about legacy, most notably at the end of the Book of Numbers. I think that topic could be a book all on its own. I've been trying to become more mindful of this aspect of my own life, especially in the absence of pursuing women and family. I'm also an aspiring minimalist. My question to you is this: how should I approach car ownership as a minimalist as I try to live a meaningful life? So background on me, you're a youngish male, single, never married, no girlfriend, no children, no debt, no criminal record, not planning on changing any of that above except my age. You have a STEM background and a STEM job. I have a great day job right now with a solid job security that lets me work completely remotely, which is likely to continue. Make over 6 figures annually. Just, I'm trying to not mention the numbers. Even if I lost this job, I'd insist on other remote jobs, even if it required a salary cut. I learned from my last job that corporate America office work sucks. I also have a couple small self-employed side hustles that net me some income on the side. My net worth sits at an admirable amount. Broke it down. Sir. Well, why'd you list all this financial information if you didn't want me to talk about it? Okay, you're fine. You're doing well. You live in a small apartment in a leftist crap hole. Well, I used to enjoy it. I'm looking to make a change and take advantage of living in better locations with my remote work. Yes, absolutely. I'm planning on getting rid of some of the junk I don't need to live and live rent-free with a family member out of state for a couple months and then rent a room cheap for a friend after a while after I do some reconnaissance. I've narrowed down my short list on locations to recon for more long-term lodging since I've been fortunate enough to travel for work to most of the U.S. as well as about 30 countries. Okay, good. You got some great foundation. So you got some good ideas of where to go. I'd also really like to join the National Guard at some point soon for several financial and personal reasons. All that considered, I'll need to get a vehicle in the next few months and want to be intentional about it. I've heard you mention the idea of having 2 cheap cars in case one breaks down. I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet until I have a place to keep both of them. Yeah, you're going to need, before you even join the National Guard, before you buy 2 cars, you're going to need to know where you're going to live. So for now, I mean, as far as I could tell, based on what you want to do, I'd be looking at van life. I don't even know if you have to rent a room from your buddy. Why not go back home, live with the family member, get yourself a reliable used van, retrofit it so that you can sleep in it, and then go do van life and figure out where you want to live. And then once you figure out where you want to live, then you go buy property there, get a house, and then you can get another car. But yeah, you're not in the market for 2 cars because you still got to reconnoiter the country and figure out where you want to go. Then once you become a citizen of that state, then you can join the National Guard. In the meantime, think about shopping for a good deal on a used SUV and maybe supplementing with an e-bike for an alternative gas independent option. Not ready to get into motorcycles yet. Well, if this family member that you're going to live with for a while, are they near things that an e-bike would get you there? I don't even see a need for you getting an e-bike. That's just something you're not going to use that much, especially if you're immediately going to leave and start reconnoitering the country. I'll pay cash for both, and I do not care about getting the girls that freezes beyond the scope of this request. For the car, I want something low maintenance with probably no more than 50,000 miles on it. I'm curious if you think this is a good combination for someone in my position, or if you think there are any other concerns I should be considering. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, low maintenance, probably no more than 50,000 miles on it. You should be able to find that. Maybe not with the vans, depending on vans got a little bit more material to them. So it might cost a little bit more, but yeah, there's vans out there with 50,000 miles. But the only thing I would change is instead of an SUV, unless you're a particularly short person, I would get a van and go do van life. It would also allow you to help you move things. That's what I would do. Because let's go back. While I do some more reconnaissance. Right. So if you're going to do some more reconnaissance, that's what I always save your money on lodging. Don't get hotels, live in the van. You might even like it. I mean, heck, then you could build your own house, live in the van while they're building the house, or you get a prefab home or whatever kind of home you want. And then once you have a home and you have a 2-car garage, then you could get another vehicle. So then your van becomes your touring van or you haul stuff with it. And then just yeah, you get an SUV, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But in terms of buying a car, I don't know, you've lived in a major leftist crapple for so long. Yeah. And what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go on like Car Soup or Auto Trader. I'll talk about this before. Link below. I go into detail. There's an entire chapter on cars. Link below is a link to my book, Bachelor Pad Economics. Because you boys, you make fun of all the girls that drop their money on liberal arts degrees. And then you go sign up for a $70,000 truck nut payment. So, in that chapter, I mean, I'm giving you the abbreviated version. You can get more details if you'd like. You go to Auto Trader or Car Soup or any one of these car online places. You set the range to the United States of America. You set the price range under, say, I'd say nowadays $5,000 or $6,000 because of inflation, and you set the mileage to below 50,000 miles. And maybe you don't want to be buying cars in the 90s. Maybe you want to have like at least a 2003 or 2004. And there won't be a lot that match that, but there are some. And what you're really doing is you're exchanging the labor of going across the country to get a car for a car that has higher miles and more maintenance and stuff like that. That's so you're paying yourself to travel and go get the car. Now, let's say there's a car 2,000 miles away. You find it looks good on the internet. It looks good on the internet. What you need is to go find a mechanic out in that area who can take a look at it. And so you call them up like, yeah, can you drive it over to Sam's auto shop? Sam's going to take a look at it. Sam says, yeah, it's good. Well, no, it ain't. It needs a lot of work in this and that and that and this. And then you're like, okay, if it's good, you book a flight, a one-way flight. You go there, you get the car, you drive it all the way back. Sam says it ain't good, you don't fly out there. Now, maybe you're lucky. Maybe there's a great car within your neighborhood. That's fine. You just drive 100 miles, you go, take a look at it, get a little road trip out of there. That's okay. But yeah, that's how I do it. You shop the nation for a car because you can save yourself $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. People always amazed, how'd you find a car with such low mileage? I drove all the way to southern Iowa to get it. I spent a good 3 days looking for a car. You would have paid another $10,000 for a car because it was conveniently close. And in 2 days, I got paid $10,000 in savings. So that's what I would do. The other thing I would recommend you consider is finding these shops that do salvaged vehicles. Some auto repair places will take salvaged vehicles that are salvaged, like they were in a car accident, and to the insurance company, it wasn't worth paying to have them fixed up, or they couldn't get fixed up because there's too much damage. There are auto body shops out there that will repair these vehicles and make them roadworthy again. The only drawback there is that you got a salvage title, and most people don't want to buy a salvaged car because Tina in Edina just can't deal with a salvage title. What will her girlfriends think? But thankfully, you're a dude and you just need transportation. And so I've had, I think not half, but 3 or 4 of my vehicles have been salvaged vehicles. And they've worked out great for me. I really love, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hail damage or banged up or something like that, but they work good for me. And so I'd recommend a salvaged vehicle. But that depends if there's something in your neighborhood. A lot of times these salvage companies will put those cars up on Auto Trader or carsoup.com. You'll find them there. But yeah, that's you want, 50,000 miles. That's just getting break in. Oh, one final thing. Once you'll take the car to the mechanic. Mechanic will look at it. There's always going to be something wrong with it. He'll let you know if it's expensive or not. But usually if you're looking at a used vehicle around 50,000 miles, even 25,000 miles, you're going to want to go and have the scheduled maintenance done. Now, sometimes the auto mechanic will do that for you. Like, hey, while it's there, can you do it? Well, I'll pick it up in a week or whenever it's ready. But you definitely want to oh yeah, well, we don't have time to do that. Well, then maybe you could deadhead the car, makes the trip, and you get it to your local mechanic, and they'll do all the scheduled maintenance. But yeah, that's how everyone's like, I can't afford a car. I'm like, you just haven't looked hard enough. Cars have been one. Cars and computers, man, used. You want cars and computers used? I don't think I've paid more than $50 for a computer in like 15 years because my buddy refurbishes them. Yeah, what do you want here? It's $50. All right, here's $50. I mean, all right, new laptop. There we go. Of course, my laptop is 11 years old, the one I'm using now, but it works. It works. Oh no. What will my Fifi friends think if I don't have a new, like, thin laptop when it's not an Apple? Gee, Cappy, how do you do it? How come you get to sleep in and you get to do whatever you want all the time? Is that the new iMac? Yeah, it was only $7,000, but check out this cool, sweet gold cover, bro. Oh, is that your brand new F-150 Platinum? Yeah, got a great deal, only 17.5% interest. Yeah, I don't know how I do it, buddy. Just don't know how. So there it is. Anyway, for those of you interested in buying a car, please listen to what I say. And also, please go get the book down below, because if you're looking at financing cars and buying cars, chances are Dad didn't teach you things about retirement plannings or 401ks or going to school or college or things like that. And the book Bachelor Pad Economics, link down below, addresses all those concerns. All right. See you guys later. Toodles. Oh, wait. Hang on. No super chats. All right. Toodles.